Just a short time ago, Air Force One touching down in Belgium, President Obama arriving for a 24-hour visit. The president arriving with a giant entourage. The Guardian reporting it could be as big as 900 people. Joining us, our political panel, the Washington Examiner's Susan Ferriccio, the AP's Josh Letterman, and ABC News political director Rick Klein. 900, Rick. I guess President Obama had 700 when he went someplace in 2003, but
President Bush, yeah. So
President Bush.
It's the ballpark. It's hard to blame a particular president for this, but clearly it's gotten out of hand with those kind of numbers. The least you can say about this trip is that they're actually trying to accomplish substantial things. This is a very important trip with the Ukraine situation, but yeah, I mean that's a very large number. It happens to be in keeping with what previous presidents have had, but yeah, it's hard to travel kind of below the radar screen when you're the president.
Josh.
You know, having traveled with the president internationally, I'm not surprised at all to hear that number, because if you think about it, it's not the president going and a whole bunch of people coming to support him. It's really the whole nerve center of the White House packing up and becoming a mobile unit for a week.
There are like 450 employees or something on staff at the White House. I mean, obviously we have to have security and extra security as our president in a dangerous
But for instance, on this trip where he's doing MIDI stuff, he's doing nuclear security, he's got people from Energy Department, State Department, the military, and of course the security considerations are very considerable. I mean, when Obama was in Africa last year, they brought in a Air Force carrier and stuck it off the coast just in case. So 900 seems to me to be possibly even a low ball.
All right, Susan Ferriccio, let me ask you about apparently German Chancellor Angela Merkel is not happy because they had to play sort of a war game.
Well, there's 140.
Explain what it is.
Well, war game is where they all sit down and keep tablets and figure out what to do if a dirty bomb goes off.
And so we had Cameron, Obama, Merkel,
and they all have to. It's all real time. They're supposed to interact with each other and decide how do we respond to this, and what should we do to secure the area, keep people, reduce the number of deaths, that kind of thing. I don't know why Merkel was complaining about it. I think it's a great idea for them to do that. There's now reported 140 incidences of missing radioactive or misused radioactive material out there. And there's credible threats that terrorists will try to use this stuff. I think it's absolutely imperative that
according to at least one report, said her complaints were overruled. She complained because President Obama was keen on the idea and in on the surprise. So apparently she didn't have much notice of it. And the truth is, Rick, is that she's not particularly happy with us after the cell phone issue and now this problem with Russia. We're threatening her energy supply.
I just have this mental image though of Cameron, Obama, and Merkel. And they're like, "Come on, Angela, it's okay. We're gonna play. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do this thing." I'm with Susan on this. I think these are the kind of things that world leaders should be doing. It seems, I think, to an outside observer, a little hokey, the idea that they're doing it. But you hope you're getting this kind of experience and even the personal interaction, maybe some bonding going on over the war games before the real thing happens.
I sort of thought, I'd like to play. Yeah. Actually, Josh, maybe we can make it into a board game.
I think that's exactly what it is that these summits tend to be very highly scripted, kind of boring, monotonous affairs where leaders are basically reading talking points through a translator nonetheless. So I think they were just kind of trying to shake it up a little bit, get the leaders interacting with each other, bouncing off of each other, and talking about these ideas in a way that was a little bit more lively.
That sort of is the secret. The sort of the dirty little secret. They are rather dull when you're traveling on them. They're exciting on one hand, but they are so scripted, and the media is like corralled.
It's probably one of the most valid reasons for a trip like this. This is a real-time emergency for them to think about and talk to each other about. It's better than just sitting around and eating rubber chicken.
Anyway.